Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and it is getting later in the day. I had to take my son to the dentist, and so I kind of lost track of time, but I do have another video in me here. There's a lot of good stuff that's been coming out. One thing that's important to note, we've got a flat XRP, we've got a flat Stellar, and then Bitcoin and Ethereum have been going up a good bit today, and the market blasted past $1 trillion again. And so I think we had what I would call a pretty healthy pullback here in the last 24 hours. Now, I wanted to let everybody know there's really only one or two guys that that I look at in terms of charting having to do with cryptocurrency. One of my favorite ones is Joker, and he posted this today. Hey guys, this is Joker, Kia Crypto. He was at Kia Crypto. Unfortunately, Twitter does not allow me to log into my original account. He's contacted him. Anyway, he's changed his handle to @CryptoJoker12. And at the same time, he gave us this chart. He's calling, and I'm assuming when he's charting this, that he's projecting a 70-cent XRP February 2021, assuming we don't get hit with anything else like the SEC lawsuit that we got hit with, because those kind of things, all bets are off when you see those type of things. Okay, CStat sent me this. This is a guy that was from BitSanity. I think that's the name. No, he's from CoinShares. BitSanity is a term that Coinbase has apparently coined. But anyway, this guy's from CoinShares, and he's talking about the market. Wanted to play a little bit of this.
Jean-Marie Monetti, CoinShares, CEO of CoinShares, by the way, seeing record inflows in its Bitcoin-related products, ETPs, and other services in early year. Jean-Marie, welcome to the program. I know you gave an update a few weeks ago. How much in assets are you adding every week? Can you tell us?
Like CoinShares was hit a record high, Brian. Nice to be here. To answer your question very directly, CoinShares hit the all-time high record of AUM of $3.9 billion in the first few weeks of January.
Okay, so we're seeing a huge amount of interest. Is that mostly, Jean-Marie, from the institutional side or from the retail investor side, or fairly evenly split?
Well, it's a very interesting question because I've been trading cryptocurrency since 2013 in various incarnations through a first hedge fund regulated with my partner Danny Masters, and then through CoinShares, through our ETPs program. And through this journey, we have seen the demand completely shifting from a very retail-driven demand, mainly trading in Asia, to something moving much more to the US and to Europe, and progressively graduating towards what could be qualified as, I would say, institutional demand. There is a lot of data point out there. You get Skybridge breaking the internet on the first conference call with investors. You get the fixed income CIO of BlackRock making a very strong point about Bitcoin allocation for the new generation, how it will replace gold. Even if Jeff Curry this morning from Goldman was doing a bit of a different approach, the thematic is still very strong. And then you get Citi giving very strong, like 300 grand kind of price valuation on Bitcoin. And finally, you get very conservative house like Rofer in the UK also allocating to Bitcoin. So the demand is very shifting and starting to permeate into very traditional investor. And that's kind of the headline.
But I think Jean-Marie, sorry. So let me jump in. Je désolé. I apologize for the interruption. But let me, because I want to get this in. If the Dow fell 4,000 points a day and then rose 4,000 points the next day for a number of days, people would probably get spooked and say, what's going on with stocks? Bitcoin has been doing that, and nobody seems to care. I know the idea of Bitcoin, by the way, is that it's independent and uncontrollable, but I do wonder, with 18.5 million coins or so mined, only 21 million ever, and big institutions stepping in, Are you worried that it can be sort of semi-artificially bullied around by big hedge funds?
I don't think it's bullied around, but we're going to run out. We have, if you just take a single metrics, we have 21 million coins fully diluted. A lot of them have been lost already. And just in the US and North America, you have 21 million millionaires. So there's not enough one for each of you. So,
there you go. I'll just show you that much of it. But he's got XRP is tracked by CoinShares as well. I wanted to show you that. Now, XRP Crypto will sent me this. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said the U.S. is going slow on central bank digital currencies, considering the risks they may pose to the U.S. dollar's dominance. Powell estimated it will take years rather than months before the Fed releases a CBDC. Now, this was provided to me by Crypto Dim. This is some of his actual comments. Listen up.
An explicit plan to do what you articulated, but since we are the world's reserve currency, we actually think we need to get this right, and we don't feel an urge or need to be first. We have effectively, it means we already have a first mover advantage because we're the reserve currency. So, and I think there are both benefits and potential costs and unresolved questions around CBDC. And so we're committed to, technology has made this possible. And, it's effectively, private sector actors can create the equivalent of digital money. We know that in the past, when private sector money, the public sometimes just thinks of it as money. And then at some point they find out that it's not money. And that's a really bad thing we need to avoid. So we're going to look at it very, very carefully. And, we're investing heavily in understanding the technology and analyzing the policy questions, the many policy questions that come. We will also do, as we go through this process, we'll do a great deal of outreach to every constituency that would be interested, including, elected representatives, including financial sector participants, including, as we did with the monetary policy review, the people we serve, to try to understand what are the use cases, do we need this, how would it help, what are the benefits, and I think all of that will inform our thinking as we go through it. So I think we're determined to do this right rather than quickly. And it will take some time, I think. It'll take, measured in years rather than months. But I would say since it's possible and private sector is already kind of doing it, I think this is something we need to take very, very seriously.
But to make sure that private sector is moving ahead, not spilling over and creating some risks for the Fed to have to step in ex post, I guess. Yes,
there's a need for, and we've been very focused, as you know, on better regulatory answers for potential global stablecoins in particular. So that's been a high level focus, and that will continue to be a high level focus because they could become systemically important overnight, and we don't begin to have, our arms around the potential risks and how to manage those risks, and the public will expect that we do, and has every right to expect that. So that's something.
Okay. That's all I'll show you from that. By the way, I ran into this today. This guy had tweeted this out. The Creature from Jekyll Island is one of the most informative books you'll read. It explains the conspiracy that is the Federal Reserve and how it has led to a broken money system that only benefits tiny elite at the top of the pyramid. I've told you about this book several times. It's about how they hopped on these representatives of the 5 or so wealthiest people in the world or in the country, hopped on a train and went down to Jekyll Island on separate trains and met up to literally plan the Federal Reserve and then go back to Congress and pretend like it was Congress's idea, more or less. Okay. Link 2 had put this out. What trends are we seeing in cryptocurrency? We heard from this guy. What's his name? Paul, I don't even know how to say his last name, from Pantera Capital at their recent global investor conference. You can see the full thing there, but they're having another global investor conference on March the 9th. You can click this link in here. They're at link2inc or linqto.com. And listen to what he said. They have all kinds of major people like this guy.
So I think we're seeing that the inflows that are going into cryptocurrencies are actually going in, buying the cryptocurrency, and then moving it offline. So everybody that's going into the space right now is more educated on the retail side and longer-term holders on the institutional side. So
right.
I think
it won't be that way forever. They'll be keeping them on the platform. Now, the IMF tweeted this out. Let me refresh this and refresh the numbers. They said, are digital currencies real money? And 79% of people said yes. Then this guy replies and says, are fiat currencies real money? And 81% of the people say no. You can't fool the people. We know what's going on. There's a reason everybody's flocking to cryptocurrencies. Now, James Rule tweeted this out, and I thought this looked just perfect. He says, what if Brian Brooks, and he put Brian Brooks in Ripple's leadership. What if Brian Brooks joined Ripple? Wouldn't that be cool? Okay. And then this was from Barry Silbert. He says, today's Wall Street Journal, Bitcoin is here. Is your portfolio ready? And Mike Preston replies the way I would. It completely baffles me that you and all the media focus so much time and effort on a product that 60% goes through China and not a word on American innovation in crypto. That is clearly cheaper, much faster. Any ideas? I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me. Then the Cryptic Poet says Ripple announced via job listing site it was looking to hire 3 central bank technical partner managers. This is one of those does my son need to draw you a picture moments, folks. Technical partner manager, central banks. Let me see if I can get this bigger. Down here, the technical partner manager will play a central role in growing Ripple's engagements with central banks around the world by designing and then guiding the deployment of CBDC projects and solutions. You will be working closely with our engineering teams, Okay? And then up here it says, and we partner with financial services firms and institutions to co-develop solutions that use the XRPL and XRP. XRP, this genie is not going back in the bottle, folks. I couldn't read this article. It said I had to pay. So I was just going to read this title to you from DJ Peter Voss. Coinbase is pegged for a valuation of up to $75 billion. Is that realistic? Sounds pretty high, but who knows? Okay, this was brought to my attention. This is something that was going around, I think, a year or two ago. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were telling me how, I think it was my neighbor. He was telling me how the Simpsons have predicted through their show several things that have happened in the future. And I forgot the examples he gave me, but look what they featured. I think this was a year or two ago.
I think I'm a nerd, but I'm actually super cool. That's why I'm here to talk about the really cool subject of distributed consensus-based cryptocurrency. Kachinga. Could a nerd do that? I don't think so. For cryptocurrency to work, we need a record of every transaction that occurs. These are recorded in what's called a distributed ledger.
I'm going to talk a little bit through this because I want to make sure that I don't get copyrighted on this thing.
Spread across multiple platforms from Shanghai to Grenada. Each day I'm closer to being cash of the future. Not in your wallet, I'm in your computer. Oh, yeah.
When you use the currency, the transaction is recorded in the ledger.
Okay, I'm gonna,
And when one ledger book gets filled up, we add to a chain of previous books.
Okay, so if that does not show up in my in this video, go to @KingLynXRP28 and you can watch it in his feed because that could get a copyright hit. Okay, and then he had tweeted this out. This is not a fight. This is creating a level playing field for all American innovation. A reset needs the whole package of interoperability. Everything need to be interoperable. XRP, the bridge currency, New World, Internet of Value, CBDC. And he's attached a picture of Gary Gensler, who's supposed to be the new SEC chairman. And he's illustrating this guy, if you look, he was the chairman of CFTC under Barack Obama. Well, look who else was this this lady, Mary Jo White, was the chairman of the SEC under President Barack Obama. And you may remember her because she is the former SEC chair to represent Ripple in an XRP lawsuit. There are no coincidences. X-Men XRP sent me this. Brian Brooks, some parting thoughts on financial issues the next administration should focus on. This guy deserves a medal for what he's done. Now, I wanted to read you one part of what he wrote this article in The Hill, and I wanted to read this part for you. Third, prepare banks and bank supervisors for decentralization. In the 90s, we learned decentralized networks are cheaper, faster, and more resilient than centrally managed institutions. That is why we use email more than stamps today. Blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and decentralized finance are doing to banks what email did to the post office. Our job is to rethink the role of banks. Because of their investment in computing power and technology, banks will be important nodes validating transactions on decentralized ledgers and will transmit and receive tokens across blockchains like they process digital payments today. Banks will also provide advice, custody, and structured products. Banks may also reprise their 19th century role of issuing treasury-backed notes, except tomorrow they may issue stablecoins backed by dollars. Cryptocurrency and decentralized finance present important benefits like increasing financial access, providing individuals greater control over their financial lives, and accelerating global payments and remittances. If the United States focuses only on the risks and not the benefits, we will fall behind as the global financial system is rewired. I thought that was an excellent, the way he wrote that up. He just spelled it all out for you. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that Brian Brooks is a rock star in crypto. Thank you for listening.